Series flipping the script, featuring people on screen, on stage, and behind the scenes, shining a spotlight on diversity.
Enter the two leading stars of Broadway's Bad Cinderella, the newest Andrew Lloyd Webber musical, which puts a new twist on a classic fairy tale. Well, our very own Joe Fryer got to speak with two of them and joins us now. Joe, good morning.
Hey there, good morning. So it was just 2 days ago that the longest running show on Broadway, Phantom of the Opera, closed after a 35-year run. It was composed, of course, by the legend Andrew Lloyd Webber, who already has a new musical, Bad Cinderella. It opened just last month, featuring two young stars, Linedy Genao, who went from business administration degree to Broadway performer, and Jordan Dobson, who, like Genao, is originating his first leading role on The Great White Way.
Call me a wretch or witch, well, choose one. Every fairy tale for sure can use one.
We all know the story of Cinderella, but we probably don't know the story of Bad Cinderella. What are the big differences here?
It's very much an unconventional fairy tale. Cinderella doesn't leave with the prince and her glass slipper like we all know. She's a rebel in her town because she's an outcast. She doesn't fit in because she doesn't want to conform to society and be the way everyone is, dress the same way, compose herself the same way. She's her own person and demands that respect and takes up that space.
Do you feel some of her in you?
Absolutely. She empowers me too. I feel more comfortable in my own skin, demanding the space that I take up and kind of respecting myself in that way. So I really love that.
So this is a musical by someone folks may have heard of named Andrew Lloyd Webber, an up-and-comer in the business.
Possibly.
What does it mean to be in an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical?
Oh my goodness, it feels so surreal. I mean, it's just a dream come true.
And for Linedy Genao, it's a history-making dream. She's the first Latina to originate a lead role in an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical.
It's much bigger than me, and I only pray and hope that it opens doors for other people to see themselves represented on stage, because until In the Heights, I never had that. And especially in TV, for a princess, I didn't have a princess that I could look up to that looked like me, sounded like me, or that I could really relate to. To be a part of that is just the honor of my life.
Cinderella is a show that in some form or fashion has been performed many times over many decades. For you guys, what does it mean to have different voices telling these stories?
When we leave the show every night and go out to the stage door and see fans of the show who are waiting, and we see young kids of color look at us and say, oh, I can do that, or I see myself up there, I think that is the biggest gift of what we do.
I used to sit all the way up there, crying hysterically when I would watch a show because I wanted to be up here, and especially when I finally saw myself represented on stage, where knowing in my heart that I could do it and that I could be up here. And so to see that now in this position, to see someone going through that and expressing that to me, it's full circle, and I don't take it lightly.
My understanding is when you were younger, you applied to various theater schools and heard a lot of no's and maybe thought, well, I got to go a different path. How did you get back to your dream, and what's your advice to people who also have that dream that feel like, I don't know if I can get there?
I was told to, audition for these 3 schools. They're the best schools in the country. I was like, okay, I'll audition. If I get in, great. And if not, it's not meant to be. I'm not good enough. That's okay. I didn't get in. Well, I got notice of the open call for On Your Feet, the Gloria Estefan musical, that they were looking for Latinos. What do I have to lose? I took a selfie on my iPhone 4, printed it at Walgreens, and just had theater experience from high school. And I went, and it just reminds me, there's this saying that we say in Spanish, lo que es para ti, nadie te lo quita. What's meant for you is yours, and no one can take that from you. Sometimes it is that opportunity that is meant for you and is there, and you just have to trust yourself enough to go and do it.
Jordan, what's your advice for people who are looking at you right now and saying, I want to do that, I want to be just like Jordan?
Find a community to lean on. I lean on Linedy, like this is our first time originating lead roles together, and so we're sharing so much of the experience together and sharing our nerves and our excitement. So even being here, you need that sense of community. You need people to lean on, because you can't do anything alone.
Great messages there. Our thanks to Linedy Genao and Jordan Dobson for taking time to talk with us. Bad Cinderella now on Broadway at the Imperial Theater. I also love that they say they had chemistry tests when they were figuring out who was going to get cast, and that they just knew when they were working together in the audition, the chemistry that they had together.
You can tell how much they support each other.
Exactly.
So important.
So important.
Joe Fryer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.